If you're feeling stuck right now in your business, this might be the most important message you've heard in this season. I understand you're consuming every piece of content you can find. You're reading every business book. You're watching every strategy video on the internet. You're listening to every podcast, but somehow you're still not where you want to be. And honestly, here's why. You've become an overintelligent underachiever. You know more about business than most people ever will, but knowledge without action is just expensive entertainment. Right now, people who know half of what you know are lapping you, not because they're smarter, but because they actually do things. And when they fail, they learn from their failures. Then they do more stuff until they get where they want to go 10 times faster than you because you're still reading about how to do push-ups instead of just doing the push-ups. Let me tell you what happened to me. I'm going to be very honest with you. I spent 2 years learning everything about building a personal brand. I've learned every framework. I learned every strategy, every expert opinion. Meanwhile, my friend Marcus started posting content with zero strategy. His first videos were terrible, but by month 3, he had paying clients with terrible videos while I was still perfecting my content pillars. You see the problem? Marcus learned by doing. I learned by consuming. The gap between us grew every single day because here's what nobody tells you. Those generalized piece of advice you see everywhere on the internet, on social media, in podcasts, in books, they're generalized. What matters is your context, your situation, your specific challenges, and you will never have the wisdom to apply that knowledge in the right context without experience of doing it first. And if you're feeling confused why you're not successful after reading Atomic Habits for the 8th time, it's because you're not doing enough. This is why I work with entrepreneurs who are serious about taking actions. People who want to build personal brands they are proud of without sacrificing their lifestyle. Check the links below if that's you. Now, here's the thing about courage. Everyone thinks courage comes from learning enough to feel ready, but they have it backwards. Courage comes from doing. Every time you take action before you feel ready, you're building courage. Every time you publish something imperfect, you're building courage. Every time you start without knowing the outcome, you're building courage. And eventually that courage becomes your competitive advantage over everyone else because while everyone else is stuck in learning mode, you're building. Let me give you another example. Last year, someone in my community, my cohort, spent 6 months researching perfect posting schedules. They had spreadsheets, analytics from every guru, scientific studies about engagement rates, but they hadn't posted anything in those 6 months. And I got on their case about it. As one of my students, I was just like, you have to do something different. You have to start taking action. Meanwhile, another person just started posting daily with no research, no perfect strategy, just consistent action. Guess who was having a thriving business immediately? The person who learned by doing, not the person who studied doing. Because action teaches you things that there's no books that can teach you. It shows you problems no podcast can mention. It gives you insight no video can provide. Your situation and your unique issue, your audience unique perspective, your challenges are very unique. And the only way to navigate that uniqueness is through experience. And here's what I know about smart people just like you. You think there is a perfect plan out there. If you just learn a little bit more, study one more framework, find one more expert, then you will feel ready. But perfect plans do not exist. Perfect timing doesn't exist. Perfect preparation doesn't exist. What exists is the willingness to actually start, to move, to take imperfect actions towards a clear goal, and then adjust as you go. That's literally how every successful entrepreneur got started. They didn't have all the answers. They just had the courage to start. So here's what I'm going to challenge you. For the next 30 days, no more books about your industry, no more podcasts about strategy, no more YouTube videos about frameworks, just actions, just building, just doing. Pick one thing you've been preparing to do and do it today. Imperfectly, incompletely, just do it. Because you'll learn more from 1 week of imperfect actions than 1 month of perfect planning. And that learning compounds. Every mistake teaches you something new. Every failure makes you stronger. Every small win builds your confidence until one day you look up and realize you're not stuck anymore. You're not learning anymore. You're actually building. You're actually growing. You're going to become the entrepreneur you've been studying because you finally stopped consuming other people's journey and started creating your own. So, what's it going to be? Another year of learning phase? Or are you ready to enter the building phase? Drop in the comments and tell me one thing you've been preparing to do for a very long time. What's one action you can take today instead of learning more about it? Because I promise you, the answer isn't in the next book. It's in the next step. And you already know what the next step is. You just have to take it. I trust that this video will help you, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.